No movement beneath the ground escapes the eagle's watchful eyes. From high above, it folds its wings and dives like an arrow slicing through the air. Every strike combines remarkable speed, razor-sharp vision, and flawless judgment. When its territory is challenged, the eagle closes in, forcing its rival to retreat. What makes this aerial warrior the most formidable master of the skies? Welcome back, wildlife enthusiasts, to Wild Chronica, where we uncover the most intense showdowns and survival secrets of the natural world. If you want to see nature's apex forces in action like never before, take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to Wild Chronica right now so you never miss an epic episode. In the wild, venomous snakes are masters of stillness. Equipped with some of nature's most sophisticated chemical defenses, in certain species, venom can be projected as far as 10 feet to protect their territory. That silent presence creates invisible pressure, encouraging almost every potential rival to keep its distance. Yet, one of the most formidable natural rivals of venomous snakes comes directly from the skies across Africa. Eagles, especially the snake eagle, do not rely on superior size. Instead, they depend on dense feathers, heavily scaled legs, and the ability to maintain a safe distance during every approach. With a gripping force of around 400 pounds per square inch, the eagle gains control of its prey in a decisive instant. Its success, however, comes not from raw strength, but from controlling the most dangerous point before the snake has a chance to respond. Even highly venomous sea snakes must eventually rise to the surface to breathe. From a commanding position overhead, the eagle quietly scans the water, lowers its flight path, and makes a precise approach. Once the snake is lifted from the ground or the water, its ability to respond effectively quickly diminishes. That is the remarkable art of adaptation practiced by the ruler of the skies. On the steep rocky slopes of the Alps, mountain goats stand among nature's greatest masters of balance. Despite weighing many times more than a golden eagle, they confidently make the most rugged cliffs their home, believing those towering ledges provide an untouchable refuge. Yet that very confidence in the terrain creates an opening for one of the wilderness's most refined hunting strategies. From thousands of feet above, the golden eagle's keen eyes track a family of ibex moving across the edge of the open grassland. The moment a young animal drifts away from the herd, the ruler of the skies folds its wings and dives. At around 150 miles per hour, the eagle turns its dive into intense psychological pressure, startling the prey, throwing it off balance, and stripping away its advantage. In that moment, the terrain that once served as a shield becomes a severe challenge. The young goat slips from the rocky ledge and falls nearly 300 feet into the valley below. Similar encounters show that the eagle succeeds through pure patience and an exceptional ability to exploit its opponent's fear. After the encounter, the eagle carries nourishment back to the nest, completing another cycle of survival in the mountain wilderness. By the way, if you are completely blown away by the incredible calculation and precision of these aerial predators, make sure to show your support by hitting that like button. It really helps Wild Chronica bring you more of these premium wildlife documentaries. At the top of the food chain, the eagle stands as a proud symbol of freedom. Yet, when territory is challenged, its most formidable rival can sometimes be another eagle. Across the cold northern skies, a white-tailed eagle and a golden eagle converge over a resource-rich hunting ground. With no room to retreat, they engage in an aerial contest to establish territorial control and secure access to food. Powerful wing beats, mid-air talon locks, and sweeping pursuits turn the sky into a stage of relentless maneuvering. In the end, a single mistimed movement is enough for the weaker eagle to lose its advantage and withdraw from this vital hunting territory. Nature's harshness is also reflected in the precarious nests high above the ground. When food becomes scarce, the forces of natural selection begin to take effect. Guided by their most basic survival instincts, the young eaglets must prove their resilience. In the wild, there is little room for leniency. Only the most resilient individuals are strong enough to inherit their place as rulers of the sky. Across river systems and coastal ecosystems, fish are an essential food source, accounting for approximately 80% of a sea eagle's diet. Every successful catch is more than instinct at work. It is a vital effort to sustain the energy needed to power wingspans that can approach 7 feet. From high above, the eagle patrols with remarkable patience, keeping its full attention on the calm surface below. Thanks to its exceptional eyesight, it can detect even the slightest movement of prey nearly 2 feet beneath the water. The predator subtly adjusts its wing beats to match the wind, maintaining perfect balance before committing to a carefully calculated dive. When the moment is right, the eagle descends like an arrow at speeds of up to 80 miles per hour, compensating for the effects of light refraction. Its talons seize the target in an instant before lifting powerfully back into the air. It is a display of extraordinary precision, where the laws of physics become an enduring tool for survival. Yet, sea eagles do not rely solely on direct hunting. At times, they choose to observe and apply pressure to other water birds, taking advantage of opportunities to obtain food while conserving valuable energy. Within the dense rainforest canopy of South America, the harpy eagle turns hunting into the art of a silent ambush. Rather than pursuing prey across open skies, it weaves through narrow gaps between branches to approach howler monkeys. These primates, weighing up to about 30 pounds, possess keen hearing and a highly organized alarm system. As a result, even the slightest mistake can bring the hunt to an immediate end. The eagle selects a heavily covered branch near the monkey's feeding area and remains completely still for hours. It draws its body inward, using the surrounding foliage to conceal its nearly 7-foot wingspan. As the rainforest grows quiet once again, the monkey troop gradually becomes accustomed to its surroundings and begins to lower its guard. At precisely that moment, the harpy eagle shifts from patience to action. Flying low through the middle canopy, it approaches from a blind angle where the prey has little time to react. With 5-inch talons, the eagle secures its target among the narrow gaps between swaying branches. This strategy creates pressure not only for howler monkeys, but also for slow-moving sloths high in the treetops. Deep within the rainforest, speed is not always the deciding factor. The true lesson of survival lies in constant awareness, because a single moment of inattention can make every advantage disappear. Across the grasslands of East Africa, antelopes rank among the savannah's finest athletes. Capable of sprinting at speeds of around 50 miles per hour and leaping nearly 10 feet into the air, they appear well-equipped to outrun danger. Yet across the vast, open plains, a single moment of drifting away from the herd can quickly turn freedom into a dangerous vulnerability. High above, the martial eagle reads the savannah like a constantly shifting map. With an impressive wingspan exceeding 6 feet and eyesight up to 8 times sharper than a human's, the predator quietly fixes its attention on a young antelope falling behind the herd. In an instant, the eagle folds its wings and plunges downward at remarkable speed, turning surprise into its greatest advantage before the young antelope can recognize the threat descending from above. In the wild, rabbits are far from the fragile creatures many people imagine. Nature has equipped them with long ears that can rotate independently, allowing them to detect even the faintest sounds from far away. Their eyes, positioned on the sides of the head, provide an almost panoramic field of view, enabling them to recognize danger long before a predator closes in. The moment an eagle's shadow sweeps across the grassland, the pursuit quickly intensifies. The rabbit immediately relies on sharp, zigzag turns, abrupt changes in direction of nearly 90 degrees, and leaps reaching almost 8 feet to disrupt the predator's approach. Each rapid maneuver forces the eagle to calculate every move with precision, combining keen vision, speed, and exceptional spatial awareness. The golden eagle, however, does not pursue recklessly. Instead, it calmly reads the rabbit's path, cuts ahead of its route, and waits until the chase reaches the edge of the forest, where obstacles become more numerous. In a brief instant, the ruler of the skies lowers its wings, makes a precise approach, and gains control of the situation. With a success rate of about 20% against adult rabbits, every successful hunt reflects patience and precise timing. That nourishment helps sustain the next generation growing in the nest. A sudden burst of speed tears across the grassland, forcing the prey to react instantly. The lion surges out from the golden grass, channeling power into each decisive stride. Dust rises behind while the distance ahead closes in rapidly. Any predator nearby would have to stay cautious as the chase shifts into full control. When the lion's strength is fully unleashed, few would dare to stand their ground. Across open grasslands, zebra herds form a moving shield of black and white stripes. As the group moves, the patterns confuse a predator's vision and obscure the direction of escape. Each adult, weighing around 770 pounds, is supported by strong, powerful legs. For a lion, this becomes a high-risk challenge. The approach begins as the lion lowers its body and moves through dry grass. Once the distance is broken, the sound of hooves rises, dust lifts into the air, and the herd shifts direction. The lion accelerates, isolating a slower individual from the flow of movement. The chase lasts only a few seconds. A zebra often pivots, changes direction, or delivers a defensive kick, forcing the lion to reassess distance. When the opportunity closes, it stops to avoid wasting energy. The savannah returns to silence. Each attempt, whether successful or not, continues to refine the patience and survival instincts of the predator. Across the windswept savannas of Africa, the roar of an adult lion does more than mark territory. It signals the beginning of intense contests for control. This is not a hunt for energy, but a test of status and resilience among those at the top of the food chain. Typically, young males between 3 and 5 years old will challenge established coalitions to take over a pride. The pace intensifies as the rivals close in, using body weight to apply pressure and control angles. Powerful swipes, forceful pushes, and displays of dominance work together to weaken the opponent's resolve. If the contest continues, the challenger may use a bite force of around 650 pounds per square inch to gain an advantage. The confrontation can last until one side recognizes that the risk has exceeded the reward and chooses to step back. As the dust settles, the coalition that holds its ground continues to control the pride and the familiar territory. These internal rivalries are a vital part of the life cycle of adult male lions. The presence of lions forces cheetahs to adjust their choices on the savannah. An adult cheetah, weighing around 120 pounds, can accelerate to nearly 70 miles per hour over short distances. After a chase, recovering its breathing rhythm and conserving energy becomes the top priority for this big cat. That is also when the risk from larger predators increases. Lions use the cover of grass to approach from close range, pushing the cheetah out of open ground. Tension rises as the distance narrows. Under pressure from a much larger body, the cheetah often chooses to move away rather than extend the risk. For the leopard, the challenge takes a different form. This solitary cat relies on dense cover, forest edges, and tree trunks to maintain distance from larger rivals. When a lioness enters the area, the leopard immediately evaluates its escape route. Within just a few feet, silence shifts into pressure. A single leap onto a tree allows it to move out of reach. Each species follows its own strategy to avoid wasting energy. It is a quiet rule of a harsh land. On the African savanna, lions and spotted hyenas share a landscape defined by constant tension. A full-grown male lion, weighing around 440 pounds, far outweighs a single spotted hyena. Yet physical size alone does not decide every encounter. This is not only a contest over food, but an ongoing struggle for territory and resources between longtime rivals. Spotted hyenas hold their own advantages: endurance, communication, and coordinated group behavior. When they gather in greater numbers, sometimes reaching a ratio of 4 to 1, they begin to apply pressure around a food source. Their calls echo across the grassland, drawing more members closer. Individuals move continuously along the outer edge, forcing lionesses to shift their focus and hold position. The balance can shift quickly with the arrival of allied male lions. With long strides, a male can accelerate up to about 50 miles per hour, reclaiming space and pushing the hyena group outward. Once the lions regain control, the hyenas typically withdraw and wait for another opportunity. From another perspective, the presence of lions near hyena dens creates lasting pressure on the next generation. Observations suggest that around 60% of young hyenas do not reach adulthood, influenced in part by these strategic confrontations. On the savannah, strength only matters when it is used at the right moment. The one that endures is the one that knows when to move forward and when to step back at the right time. The power map of the savannah reveals a constant shift between coordinated strategy and raw physical strength. African wild dogs, each weighing around 70 pounds, rely on cooperative hunting methods. By rotating pursuit roles and maintaining communication, their hunts can reach success rates of up to 80%. At midday, just after a chase has ended, the scent of food can draw in a dominant presence. A lion steps out from the edge of the grass, slow and steady. Its presence alone is enough to disrupt the formation. With a bite force of around 650 pounds per square inch and powerful shoulder muscles, the standoff becomes a clear warning, forcing the pack to give up space. At times, the danger arrives in silence. A lion can follow the vocal signals of wild dogs and approach their resting area through low brush. A short, well-timed charge can unsettle the slowest individual, causing the pack to lose rhythm before they can regroup. On the savannah, a lion does more than claim a meal. It compels every rival to reassess the boundaries of survival. To maintain their position at the top of the food chain, lions sometimes face limits that strength alone cannot overcome. The alliance sets its sights on an adult giraffe, a source of energy that comes with significant risk. Weighing over 2,500 pounds, a full-grown giraffe forces the lions to calculate carefully. They look for advantages in terrain, approach angle, and the exact moment the target shifts its rhythm. Long strides and powerful defensive kicks require the hunting group to keep a safe distance. When the risk outweighs the reward, they choose to withdraw and conserve energy. Their hunting success rate is already below 30%, and against a fully grown target like this, unsuccessful attempts make up the majority. For this reason, more viable targets are often mother and calf pairs. Despite standing around 6 feet tall at birth, a young giraffe is still vulnerable and unable to establish its own safe zone. Lions coordinate their formation, closing in from multiple sides to create intense psychological pressure. The constant tension can disrupt the mother's defensive focus. Openings begin to form, allowing the predators to separate the calf from its protection. The wild savannah does not reward absolute strength. It quietly filters each generation through unforgiving natural rules. This stands as a powerful lesson in patience and timing for predators. Across dry grasslands and the blazing edges of semi-desert terrain, the oryx stands like a living spear of the savannah. An adult, weighing around 450 pounds, carries horns nearly 3 feet long, powerful enough to make many predators hesitate. When pressured, it does not panic or flee immediately. It turns its body sideways to display its full size, turning each step forward into a quiet warning. For this reason, the authority of a lion is not proven in easy pursuits, but in moments where even a slight misjudgment in distance can shift the outcome. Under heat reaching nearly 120 degrees Fahrenheit, a young lion accelerates too early and misses its point of contact. After misreading the target's momentum, the oryx responds instantly, pivoting and redirecting its defensive line straight into the opening that has just formed. Right at the edge of risk, the lion pulls back in time to maintain a safe distance. On the savannah, strength also lies in the ability to stop at the right moment and conserve energy for the next opportunity. As dusk settles, the eagle quietly disappears beyond the horizon. Behind its majestic presence lies an instinct refined through countless generations. Its presence helps preserve the balance of the entire wild world, for true strength finds its greatest purpose in protecting life. If you loved exploring the ultimate rules of the sky and the savannah with us today, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to Wild Chronica to continue this journey of discovery. Take care, and we will see you in our next shocking episode.